And we're live.
Woo!
Welcome to the Bit of Chat.
Welcome.
I'm your host, Luke Swenson, and this is TJ.
Co-host, baby.
Something a little bit different today. We've changed the podcast studio because we're always listening to feedback, and we've got a bit rearranged to make it easier for our guests. Instead of breaking their neck, we were watching them snap their necks back and forth.
It was quite humorous, but occupational health and safety issues.
Yeah, it just was uncomfortable, especially because they're longer chats.
Correct.
But today we wanted to do, we had another guest lined up. I canned him because I've got a ton of work I need to do. So we just wanted
We're going worldwide, baby.
Yeah, I've been awake for 2 days. I'm not even kidding you.
Oh, right.
Yeah. I've slept in the office this morning. I had 3 hours sleep, but I've been awake.
Did you actually?
The day before I didn't sleep from like 7
Where
a.m.
do
in
you
the
sleep
morning.
in the office?
Just on the couch.
Blue one?
No, the big one up there.
Oh, nice.
Got a sleeping bag and everything.
Oh, gee.
Got,
I noticed that
got
you
a drip.
drove to work today as well.
A what?
You drove to work?
I
You
never
drive?
left work, bro. I'm still in the same clothes from yesterday. I literally have lived here for 48 hours.
Lucky Macca's is just next door.
Haven't eaten. I've been fasting so I can concentrate better.
Wow.
I'm in the zone, bro.
Is that a thing?
Yeah.
Fasting to concentrate better?
Yeah. There's
What's
evidence.
that little tablet that people were taking?
Dexies, mate.
No. And it's based off that movie.
Germline.
No, it's based off that movie Limitless.
Oh, nootropic.
It's
You know that's not real.
no. Apparently there's
Nootropics are real.
apparently there's an actual tablet that enhances your concentration, and it's working.
Yeah, it's Dexies or Adderall or all those
I'm
things.
gonna have to find it out. It's gonna be in the next podcast.
Well, I have ADHD
Yep. Same.
and I got Dexies.
Really?
It's the first time in my life I can actually do work, like actual consistent work.
Because you try and multitask things all at once, and
Well, no, I would, unless I'm like love something. And before we get into this, we're getting distracted. Right? We wanted to just do a little short 35-minute podcast, just on a few topics that we
hot
thought,
trending topics.
yeah, we thought that were relevant and pretty decisive. Or I don't know the word for that. Pretty
Controversial.
controversial.
Yeah.
So we wanted to hear both sides. We'll discuss both sides of the coin, and we'd love to hear your comments or feedback on socials on what your thoughts are as well. But yeah, with my ADHD, I would, and again, I only found out like 3 months ago, but it like literally clicked. Everything made sense. I don't know how the hell I've even gotten to where I've gotten to.
Yep.
Because when I would go through phases where I would be procrastinating like a motherfucker.
Yeah.
Like literally, some days I'd wake up and be like, "Oh, I'm awake. Let's just do a bit of scrolling on the phone." 4 hours later, I'm like, "Shit, I'm still in bed." And then because I'm just focusing so hard, I was just like going down a rabbit hole, learning, like just doing crazy stuff. And I would be procrastinating, and I would start a job, and it got to the point where my partner, she's a doctor, and she's like, you need to write down like a list of your day and then how long you spend on everything, and then do that. So I did, and I literally would be on something for less than 2 minutes. And I would hop up and start something else.
I literally can't tell you how much I resonate with that.
Yeah. Like,
Especially if someone talks to me or tells me something, or I need to do something else and I think about it in the moment, I'll just like, oh, yep, I need to do that now.
yeah. But like you and I both have similar traits. Like even with guests, it's been very like with steep learning curve on interviewing. But you and I jumping in, finishing people's sentences.
Sandwiches.
But it was just, I'd never thought about it.
Yeah.
And like, spoke to my mum and she's like, yeah, you had it. You got diagnosed when you're little, but I just didn't want to put you on medication. It was probably the best thing she ever did for me, because I used to like make fun of people at school who had ADHD, and everyone I knew who had ADHD, they were like treated differently, and they either used it as an excuse to be a really shit human, or they they'd use any excuse to not as a reason for not doing anything. And like, I remember even one of my teachers saying, you're either going to go to jail or you're going to be very successful. And hopefully I'm at the track where I'm almost very successful. Yeah. But that was interesting. It never made sense, but I'm so glad. It was probably the best thing she ever did for me. And she like managed it herself. She made me well, I was into sports, so I would just focus on that and train my ass off. And then she got me a dog to use up all my energy. So
Smart.
that was the and it worked.
Go Mama Swenson.
But yeah, the last 3 years I've just been struggling, and what I'd do is I'd be distracted and not actually get anything done during the day. And then I would be, when it's all quiet, I would do a little bit of work, but not even that much. And then it would build up and build up and build up to the point where I had so much work that was critical to the business. And I would then actually get into the zone and focus.
It's just smash it all
and
out
I'd do it for 2 weeks, and then I'd fucking wreck myself. And then I'd be in a mess for like a month and a half. Well, and then the same thing would happen all over again. And it was just not sustainable.
Yep.
And so, just went and spoke to, or did the fucking Harvard or Stanford ADHD test.
Yep.
And I was like, oh, yeah, I can see I have a little bit of it. And then I gave it to Sarah to review, and she's like, are you fucking kidding me? And then she's like, this is what you, like, she read the questions out, and I'm like, actually thought about it. I'm like, yeah, okay, I'll be this score. And then she read it, and I'm like, extreme ADHD. I was like, all right, cool. So went and saw a psychiatrist, and they're like, yeah, you need to try sleeping first. So, like, actually just getting rest.
Yeah.
And having a routine. So did that, and that helped a little bit.
Yep.
And then he's like, all right, let's put you on some Dexies and see what happens. And oh my fucking God, that first week, I'd only had Adderall once in my life when I was at college in the US. And I remember I had it, and I did a month's worth of work in 24 hours.
Wow.
Even my roommate came in and he's like, what the fuck are you doing? And I was just smashing out an assignment. And yeah, literally, it's been a game changer for me. So if you think you have it,
take some Dexies.
Take the steps, go see a psychologist, then get referred, and then try everything. Because obviously, I don't like any tablets. It's literally the only tablet I take.
Yeah.
And oh my God, I am a whole nother human.
Yeah.
I'm executing at a level that I should be, and I know, and I could do by myself in little stints. But yeah, like, and sometimes the other thing that made sense as well, we'd sometimes go out partying with the boys, like go camping, and we get Dexies, and everyone would be like wired, and I'd just be like, I am so normal right now.
Yeah. And
I'd go to sleep, like, and just be normal. It was fucking wild. But anyway, that's a little bit of insight to me.
Yeah. That's not our topic for today.
No.
Our topic today, something that's in the limelight at the moment, that's catching attention that I don't think should as much, circumstantially, is socialites, social life, and social media. I just made that up then. Put that on a t-shirt. So
break it down. So you like sport people, celebrities, anyone who's like
someone in the public eye, and what they do with their social life. I think there's a threshold, but I think at the moment that threshold is a very blurred line. One example.
So yeah, give us a rundown, because it was this event that
there's a few things
I think today.
Yeah, there's three I think events in social media at the moment. One of them that I think is of a very, very, very low regard, maybe just, poor decision being where he was at the certain time, was Jordan De Goey. Plays for Collingwood, he's 26 years old.
What happened there?
So he's a great player for Collingwood. On their off break, I think they had maybe 9 or 10 days off during the season on a bye week. He went to Bali. He asked the club, can I go to Bali for X amount of days? Yeah, no worries. Okayed by his employer, regardless of him being an AFL player. He's still an employer.
You don't need to. Yeah, I know, but you just ask for holidays. You don't need to tell them where you're fucking going.
But no. They need to ask, well, because it's in season. He definitely needed to ask to go overseas. Other senior players, maybe like Scott Pendlebury, went hiking with his wife or something like that. He's 32 years old. Jordan De Goey is 26 years old. Still has
a party.
Well, that's right.
Yeah.
He wants to live his life, and they've okayed it. They know he's not going to Bali on a yoga retreat. He's not going there to find his inner self and humble himself. He's going there to party, drink alcohol, and
yeah. Well, you can't do anything else over there because you get shot.
Correct. Yeah. So went to Bali, got on someone else's Instagram or something, Snapchat story of him out at a club, drinking, dancing, having a good time. yes, I think this might have been a bit too far. There was a lady laid across a bar or a bench, and he was sort of like tugging at her top. Nothing. You couldn't see. There was no...
Was it a photo?
No, it was a video.
Okay.
On someone's Instagram story.
What, was he trying to get her tits out?
Look, was he trying hard? No. But I definitely think it was inappropriate.
Yeah, okay.
There was no nip. There was no free the nip.
Did she ask him to do it?
I don't know. That's where the video starts and ends. She kind of like batters him away very jovially.
Yeah, okay.
Batters him away, pushes him away. Like she's laughing. They're there together.
Yep.
They're there. Then he hasn't just seen this girl in a bar and tried to pull her shirt off.
So he's dating, or he just like hooked up with her.
I think he's probably dating a few people. But
yeah.
This is someone that he is friends with because she's openly came out on social media now and said, leave us alone, basically.
Yeah, wow.
And so he gets back. Someone sends in these videos to the club. And he's been reprimanded 25 grand.
For?
You tell me. For that.
Why?
I think the backstory behind Jordan Agoa, he's got a checkered past. So he went to the States during preseason for a training camp. And he had an allegation put on him that was later dropped. I won't get into detail, just I don't know the full story.
Yeah.
So I think he
like
was
a Jared Haynes scenario?
Not to that extent.
Yeah.
But very close.
Yeah, okay.
So I think he was already in the public eye because of that and being watched because of that. And I think he needed to be on his best behavior because of that as well. But the man's in Bali. It's been okayed by his employer, the Collingwood Football Club. They know what he's going there for. Everyone knows what he's going there for. He's going there to let his hair down, have a few bloody bintangs, and have a good time.
Yeah.
And he gets back and 25 grand.
So I think there's two things there because I'm all about, and I don't think there should be anything wrong with going overseas and letting loose and like doing crazy stuff.
Yep.
And then there's the second part where potentially, again, this girl, if the girl came out and said, no, we're all good.
She said, leave Geordie and I alone, nothing to see here.
Yeah. So like, obviously they're mucking around. They're probably pretty close. So if you take it out of context, like if it was a random person and
different story if it is.
Yeah. It'd probably be,
that's sexual assault.
Yeah, exactly. And we're not cool with that. But if it's a love interest and you're having a bit of play, well.
But on the flip side of this, do you think if...
He should know better, though, considering
he's a professional athlete. This is his job. It's what he gets paid to do. He's media trained. He knows these things. But let's flip it around. If this was a professional netballer going to Bali...
ripping off a dude's shirt.
Would this be the same case?
Fuck no.
Would this be... But are they the same body parts? Yes, they don't do the same things. I completely agree that the female body is amazing in the things that it can do. Yeah. And those body parts of the female are sexualized to some people.
Hey, we got nipples too, bro.
Correct. But would it be the same circumstance if the roles were reversed?
Yeah.
Would it be the same circumstance if he wasn't a professional athlete?
Probably not. Because he wouldn't know the following. But then you can apply that to... There's so many case scenarios. Like, at the end of the day, I believe that if you're a person of influence, which if... I think I made this point in the last podcast or the one before. If you have 100 people following you... It doesn't matter. Like, that's 100 people. That's a lot of people.
Yep.
And if you have 100,000 people, it's the same. Like, there's
still a lot of people.
For me, there's no difference in the responsibility you should be doing or putting out into the world.
Yep.
If it's inappropriate or illegal, and again, there's different parts of illegal. Like, cannabis should be legal in Australia, but and those types of things. But if you're doing stuff that's like hurting other people, physically, emotionally, mentally,
hurt any sort of abuse.
Correct. And that's not the abuse of like snow. If you're a snowflake and they're like, oh, that t-shirt doesn't look good, and your feelings hurt.
Yeah,
suck it up.
Yep.
But the person who wrote your t-shirt doesn't look good is a loser anyway because who the fuck?
Keep your opinion to yourself.
Yeah, exactly. But the whole thing is, if anyone is on social media, you should be smart enough. Did he post the fucking video?
No, he didn't post the video, so it's someone else's video. He's genuinely just seen at the...
Do you know what the fuck thing is there? Because I've been out with a couple of footy players.
Influential people.
Yeah. And like these guys are like the best of the best in the game. We were there with friends, so he was the only one from.
I think I remember this story saying,
I had another friend who was in an athlete in another sport, high profile. Me and my girlfriend and their wives, and just staying there, there were people walking up with cameras, getting him talking with my partner.
Just to try and
sell something. And I actually went up to this motherfucker and I was like, what the fuck are you doing? And he's like, oh, because I walked up over his shoulder.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, I'm the biggest fan. I'm like, well, you're obviously not cunt because what you're doing, I know exactly what you're doing. That's my fucking girlfriend. And he's my friend. So what are you going to do with that video? Oh, I'm like, fucking delete. I made him delete it now. He shit himself. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
But just like, you're a piece of shit.
Because it's things like that get blown out of proportion too.
But I had no idea, bro, like what they have to deal with.
Yeah.
So.
It's ridiculous. It is. I think in Australia, obviously, the AFL and NRL scene is pretty massive. And we hold these people like they are celebrities. And they are. They, in their own respects, they definitely
are. The best of the sport.
Correct. They're
people
elite.
Look up to them.
They're high-performing athletes. They're elite athletes, just like anyone that is high-performing in their industry.
Yeah.
They're high-performing people. And I guess another one, well, let's focus on the Jordan De Goey situation first, and I'll get to another situation after that. He was, I think the videos was him dancing. There was a couple of him like doing, sort of gestures with his fingers to the camera. You know what I mean?
Okay.
But
just being a kid,
just
like,
being
a lad,
being a 26-year-old guy.
Yeah.
That
he probably won't get away with doing that stuff.
Correct.
Yeah.
And, he probably went to Bali because there's less Australians per se. There's less AFL fans over there. So he's like, maybe I can, let my hair down.
He's an amateur, mate. He needs to go to Mexico.
Yeah.
That's shit.
But I just think that the media and everyone else around us are trying to find something so badly about these people that we'll find anything.
Well,
this guy.
I think there's lots of issues here, TJ. I think number one, if you are a celebrity or an athlete or whatever, don't be a fucking idiot.
Correct.
Like, there's shit everywhere. If you're gonna do it, private fucking party.
Correct.
Phones
and if
in the door.
You are allowed to go out though. You're allowed to go to a club. You're allowed to
absolutely,
go on
but
a
just
holiday.
know that
someone's watching.
He knows that people are fucking filming. Like everyone's got a camera.
Correct.
So I don't feel sorry for him if he got done doing anything bad, which I haven't seen the video, so I can't make comment.
Yeah.
But then, second of all, you're a piece of shit if you're just filming and trying to get.
I think it was actually a friend's story. So someone has watched her story, which is one of her friends.
Yeah. And then someone's gone, oh, he's been inappropriate, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
just trying to get him up. Because he has had a checkered past.
Yeah.
And I think people are just trying to find something else to get him on.
He's his own worst enemy then on that regard. But then the second thing is that journalism has turned to shit.
Yeah.
Like, do your fucking job.
Yep.
Report. Stop doing gossip media. No one gives a fuck. I don't even know this dude. I don't give a fuck about this. So, like, actually, there's a war going on. The economy is like crashing, and no one's doing investigative journalism on all the fucking bullshit they're doing on Wall Street.
Still overrun.
Yeah, there's like flu's going nuts. Like China's still in lockdown. Like
Shanghai's still locked down.
There's parts of China still in lockdown. I think.
Wow.
Like, like we're in the cosmetic industry. Estee Lauder
went bankrupt.
No, not Estee Lauder. Revlon
went bankrupt.
Revlon's gone bankrupt.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck? And there was one article. I've not seen shit since then.
Yep.
And that's like, business stuff. But I haven't seen fuck all on the Prime Minister of Australia either. He was flying around the world as soon as he got the job. And then I've heard jack all from him. So, like, there's so much more important shit to be covering.
Yeah, where is he?
Then I think he's back in Australia now.
Okay.
But just then what the rubbish is going on social media. Like, get a life and stop consuming it even.
Well, and that's right. We the reader are giving that circumstance energy, and I guess that's a great segue into the next part of this is another two Collingwood players.
Fuck, boys, get your shit sorted.
Jack Ginnivan. So a little backstory. Do you know who Jack Ginnivan is?
No.
Great.
You know me. I'm a rugby union rugby.
Correct. So he's a Collingwood player. He's a very young player, good player, small forward, kicking goals, but he has personality, and I think that's what people hate. So he's
that makes you a superstar.
He talks the talk and he walks the walk. So personality is like he likes to post on social media, like he likes to be cheeky, like a little smart ass. He's giving the game passion again. He's giving the game influence.
He's a character.
He's a character, correct.
Which is great for the game because it
correct.
gets people like or hate him.
And a lot of people are giving him hate. I think he's great. I think he's walking the walk and talking the talk.
But does he
taken 5 goals in a game?
Has he taken that character on? See, a lot of people hate Conor McGregor.
He's taken it on.
And I fucking love him, but he's the guy. He loves to be hated.
Yep.
And he thrives off that. And guess what? Because of that, he sells more tickets.
Correct.
For Collingwood, he'll be selling a fuck ton of jerseys.
Yeah.
Whether people are just buying them to burn them, or they're actually wearing to support him.
It's all about money. And I think Jack is taking it in his stride. You know, I don't know him personally or anything like that. He looks like he's doing okay. He likes to post a TikTok every now and then, which I think is hilarious because he's getting tons of likes and tons of views on it because people hate him. He's
building his personal brand.
Correct.
So, outside of the game, he can leverage that. He can start a business.
Like he ran into an open goal. And fed it to the opposition fan base. Like, not fed it to him, like, was like, yeah, come on, you know what I mean? And
sparking them up.
Yeah. And so him and Isaac Quaynor, he's a young defender from Collingwood as well. There's a current TikTok trend going around. You might have seen it. It's like, for example, she's a 9, but she's got hairy toes. Now what is she? She's a blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean?
No.
So they're describing a girl like she's a 9 out of 10.
Yeah.
But she's got morning breath, and you'd be like, "Oh, that makes her a 6."
I'd just give her a bottle of
mouthwash. Yeah, like example, and like girls are doing it for guys as well. Guys are doing it for girls. So there's a video of him and Isaac Quaynor doing a video of that. She's a 6, but she has massive boobs. She's a 10, obviously. So there's a video of them doing that, and they've been made to remove it and apologize socially for that video.
Why?
Because people got upset by it. I can see it from both perspectives.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think again circles back to that. You're a high profile athlete.
Yeah, these guys are dumb for
your role models. Yeah, your role models for the younger society.
Yeah.
You know, if kids see you doing that, obviously it's very jovial, but they think it's okay that you're doing it, then they might go do it in
school.
Correct.
Yeah.
With their peers. But there are so many people that aren't sports people, that aren't business owners, that aren't the socialite, that are getting tons of traction from it online, and people are laughing and saying it's okay.
Because if you're only an influencer, and you're not a part of a team, or anything,
a brand,
like that,
you are your brand.
Exactly. And like that's why I have my own company, because I don't give a fuck, and I've got controversial opinion on some things and good ones on others. But I am who I am, and I don't want everyone to love me.
Yeah.
I went through that stage where I'm like, oh,
if everyone
try to please everyone.
Yeah.
But no, I was never myself. As soon as I knew who I was myself, then I don't give a fuck.
Yep.
I do not give a fuck. All the stuff that I say to try and encourage people or make things better or have hard conversations, they're not nice. You can think I'm a fuckwit.
Yep.
But I've said that to try and give real feedback that no one else has got balls enough to fucking give that person.
Yeah.
And you can either cop it on the chin and learn and move forward and be better, or go cry to your mum.
Correct.
Like,
I just think, you know, these
victim
guys,
mentality, bro.
These guys, I think that's right. But, you know.
Do you feel sorry for him?
No, I don't feel sorry for him. But here's my mentality around this. They are employees of this corporation, the Collingwood Football Club, which is an employee of the AFL, which is a business, right? You would be scrutinized for something you did. My 9-to-5 job, whatever, definitely not 9 to 5. I wish it was. You know, my job during work hours, I get scrutinized by my workplace for that, what I do in those work hours. But outside, when I clock off, it's my time. I can do what I want. I can post, I post dumb TikToks and whatever. But that's not during work hours. I've actually posted some during work hours, but still, you know what I mean? The things that I do outside of work don't rectify what happens to me inside of work. So why does that then correlate with these guys?
Well, it depends. Like if Ryan did something, I'm trying to think of something that
but if obviously
I'm not gonna.
If Ryan went home tonight, answer this. If Ryan went home tonight, Ryan, do you have any brothers or sisters?
Yeah.
If Ryan went home tonight with his brother, sisters, and did the. She's a 6, but she doesn't use the bearded chap. She's a 4, -4. Would you then go to Ryan? You need to delete that video.
No.
You need to. You know what I mean? You're suspended from work.
No.
And Ryan's a high performing athlete in his own respect.
We had we were experimenting on social media. Probably the only time I've only ever asked you to delete one video. And we were experimenting with social media, and we were like doing like lad humor, and because we're all guys here in the office, so there's good smack talk.
Yep.
And it's just like a team.
Yeah.
And literally like a footy team, and our cosmetic chemist was filling up water, so Ryan took a shot of distilled water that goes into some of our cosmetics or grooming products, and then he took the shot from behind him, and the hose came down between his legs, so it looked like he was pissing. And it was funny, but we're a luxury men's grooming brand.
Yeah.
And I went, no, that's too far. That's got to go off.
Yep.
Because
there has to be some sort of line or a threshold.
Well, it just looks, we don't want to think that
we're pissing
into our products. Like, that's not a good look. So, but there was no reprimand. It was like, hey, that's the line.
Yep.
Just delete it.
But it wasn't a stern talking that you did with Ryan.
I suppose a better example would be like if Ryan was a Nazi.
Yeah. That's different. If Ryan was a full-blown racist.
No, but like, I am a total believer in free speech.
Yep.
If Ryan was a Nazi and I had someone like our cosmetic chemist, he's of different descent. And coloured. And I don't give for me, I don't give a fuck what race you are.
Yeah.
Black, white, red, yellow, purple. I don't care. As long as you're good at your job and you're respectful to everyone in your team and everyone's back to you, if there's any racism showed towards them, you're fucking dead.
Yeah,
like,
absolutely.
You are done. Not only
that's
from...
That's not a second chance kind of thing.
No. So even if he was a Nazi and he came in, if he was good at his job and did not
preach that on anyone else.
Number one, didn't preach on anyone
Nazism.
But was respectful to a person from a different race.
Yeah.
And had no bad interactions. If there was a hint of that, you're fucking done.
Yeah.
But if there was full respect in workplace, I have no issue. If he says stuff outside, probably wouldn't have an issue. If he made comment about
other people,
about that person from that workplace,
that's when it's a problem.
Then it's a problem.
Correct.
Yeah.
But circling back to the question now, though, where's the line and where's the threshold? Obviously, these AFL players, they have to be smarter with what they're doing on social media, in the public eye, because it's such a big thing now. And, I can't speak from that regard because I've not ever been one. I don't know what they've been told by their clubs or anything like that. But where do you think the line is for these guys? Can they be normal people outside of their occupation? No, but they're not normal people,
bro.
But they should be allowed to have a life.
They can, but their life is different. They get compensated for it.
They do.
Don't go to the fucking club, you dickheads.
Yeah.
Like, you were lucky enough
to be gifted this gift
through hard work, discipline, and determination.
Yeah.
It's not just lucky enough to give a gift. They had to
they've been given the gift of athleticism.
They got an opportunity.
Yeah.
Because again, you were a good athlete.
Yeah.
But that only takes you so far. It's
Correct.
the hard work and everything. And the right time, the right place, and all the hard work.
There's a lot of things.
That's luck, right? And you do have a different life.
Yeah.
You're not a normal person. You live a life that's rarer than the common folk, if we want to call them like that. And so when that happens, you can't live a normal life. You can't expect to, unless you're someone like Daft Punk and no one knows who the fuck you are. So then you can go out in the real world.
They've done that well.
Yeah, and they did that deliberately. But like, again, have a fucking hotel room. Invite your friends over, people you trust. If you meet random people, then like, don't put yourself in the bad situations in the first place, because there are people out to get you. On the flip side, don't be a piece of shit normal person. Like, these people are normal people.
Yeah.
And they want to try and have some normality to their lives.
Yeah.
So don't be a fuckhead and try and set them up for like 2 minutes of glory, because karma whatever goes around comes around.
And I do get the point of, you know, these guys are role models, and you're right. They've worked hard for this opportunity, and they are compensated pretty lovely for it. And it is circumstance. Like, example, years ago, this Carlton player, Josh Bootsma, sent a nude selfie to a chick. Got out, he got fired.
See,
that's dumb.
Yeah, it's dumb. He's allowed to do it as long as the girl wasn't underage.
And had it was consensual. Or, I mean, yeah,
was she underage? For that?
I'm not sure. I'll have to look that up.
If
I don't think
if it was underage, then
I don't think she was underage.
Dog right there.
I don't think she was underage. Yeah. But where's the line though? Like, these guys, I feel sorry for these young kids coming into the system. Yeah, okay, you've worked hard for this opportunity. You're now being compensated for it. You still want to have some sort of life outside. You've still got friends that aren't in the position that you are, and you still want to interact with your friends. Like,
you can, but you just can't. You just got to accept it.
Yeah.
If you want to be normal, finish up football.
Yeah. Quit
your job, and then you can do whatever the fuck you want, and no one gives a shit. But then you're not going to get paid as much.
Correct.
So you make that choice. I think it's pretty easy on that regard.
Is it to the extent now that people can't go out and party, not in any sort of dramatic way, like they can't go out and just drink with their friends without a camera in their face, or they can't post up a TikTok that is trending that everyone else socially is
that one's
doing.
pretty tough.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, it's a bit ridiculous.
They're not offending anyone. I guess they're only offending the people that
want to be offended.
Yeah, the people that's exactly right. The people that are offended are the people that want to be offended and think that they're talking to them. Like, I don't know. I can't exactly remember what they said because the video's been deleted now. But like, are we getting too precious? Are we getting to the point?
Like, if it gets that way, then they should be reporting everyone who does that.
Correct.
Right? It's just because it's who they are, and these people are fucking keyboard warriors, bro, and they want to take you down. They want to take you down because of your success.
Yeah.
And so, literally, don't put yourself in that position.
Yep.
Like, I never put myself in a position that I can get compromised. I'm very smart. Even when I was dating, like, I was very
strategic.
Just, if there was any inkling and bad feeling that I had, hey, like, really nice to meet you. I'm off.
It's not gonna work, yeah.
Like, I'm not even going to risk it because you need one allegation against you. As a man, you need one allegation. 100%. You're fucking ruined, even if you didn't. And then there's no repercussions on the other end for a false claim. And there are people out there who are vicious. That's from my side of it. And then again, you've got all the fuckwits who treat women inappropriately, which is not acceptable. It's not acceptable. Who never get it, or they set the reputation. Because there's very few people who do that.
Yep.
It's the minority who fuck it for most of the guys.
Yeah.
That I feel anyway, because it really pisses me off.
Yeah. And going back to what you said before, saying that they don't have a normal life and it's not a normal life now, is the last topic that I wanted to bring up today was a athlete called Bailey Smith. You might have seen him. You might have heard of him.
Yeah, I heard the name, yeah.
So he plays for Western Bulldogs. I think he's 22 years old. The kid's a fucking rooster. Like, the kid is a very good-looking dude and a very, very good footballer because he works fucking hard. Has a contract with Cotton On, like Monster Energy, KO. He is the highest profiled Australian football player.
Yeah, wow.
And he's 22 years old, higher than Dustin Martin.
So good.
So he can't go
what
anywhere.
Did he do?
Nothing. He's just ridiculously good looking and a very good footballer.
Yeah, but what did he do?
So, Bailey Smith, he's been going through his own troubles as well. You know, earlier on in the preseason, he took some time off for his own mental health.
Yep.
Needed some time off. They had lost the grand final last year to Western Bulldogs to Melbourne. Now some footage has come up from that period, so the off season, of him with a bag of white substance.
Mm-hmm.
They can't disclaim or disclose what it is because it was in December.
Who cares?
There's a video of him allegedly snorting something as well.
He's allowed to do that if he wants to.
Can't drug test him. They can't, obviously, well, they can drug test him now, but it's going to come up negative.
Yeah, but who cares?
So he and going back to the social media thing, every time Bailey Smith goes out in public, there's a camera in his face, whether it's a phone or it's a camera. If he's at a club, he's always got and he seems like a really lovely guy too. He seems like he's always really nice to, you know, the paparazzi or the fans that come up to him, and you know, he's a really nice guy. But he's been banned for 2 weeks. Completely understand that. Don't put yourself in that situation. It's a Snapchat that he had. Looks like he took a Snapchat of him. This is his phone. This is the bag. Sending a Snapchat to someone, and someone else's screenshot of that, and obviously sent it to someone else, and blah blah blah. And it's got out now.
Yeah, well, and he's been reprimanded for
He
that.
has. He's been banned for 2 weeks.
That's bullshit.
I think the ban's there
Nah,
because
he's a number one. You're just like, you're a fucking idiot.
Yep.
Because if you get caught,
but there's a no
by the
drug
cop-
policy.
If you get caught by the cops, he was off season.
Yeah.
Get caught by the cops, you're going to jail. Like, that's a pretty big reprimand in itself.
I don't think it was enough to go to jail.
No, but like, it doesn't matter. They can't prove shit.
Yeah.
There's a guy who got caught in a red camera, one of those phone cameras, and he was snorting coke off the fucking phone.
I didn't see that.
And prove it.
Yeah. I think, and so Bailey Smith has come out and said that his mental health affected the decisions that he was making during that time, which I can completely appreciate.
He doesn't even want to apologize, man.
And I think he does because he's one of those. I think so because he's one of those athletes that people look up to at the moment because he's doing really well. He's playing really good footy. He, seems like a really genuine guy. Lots of people look up to him as an athlete, as a person, as a social media influencer, I guess you could say. That's one of those dumb decisions where you can't leave yourself open-handed like that. You can't be sending Snapchats of yourself. Yeah, you think your friends that you're sending these to, but it just takes that one person to screenshot and someone else to see it and sends to them and blah blah blah. People have done whatever in their own spare time.
Just don't be dumb, boys.
Yeah.
Like, you earn that.
He'd be on really good money too.
You and a couple other boys on the team fucking buy a club
Get
or a
hotel
bar.
room, yeah.
Buy a club and a bar if you want to be there so desperately.
Yeah.
And screen every fucking person you come in.
Yep.
Like, literally. And so your phones gets checked in at the start of the club. Only other sports stars go there, so everyone's on the same rules. Guess what? Never have any of this trouble, and that's what they can do.
Yeah.
But they're not normal people.
No,
and they don't. No one deserves anything. You earn everything, I believe, and so because of his talent and his hard work, he's given an opportunity, and so with that comes sacrifice.
Yep.
You can't be a normal lad and act like a dickhead out in the club.
Yep.
And if you do, cool.
There's repercussions.
But you're probably going to get smoked for it, like what's saying. So, because it's the same thing with Israel Folau, man. Like, that was so controversial. It was an absolute fucking beat up.
Yeah.
For me, it all comes down to...
That was with the homophobic...
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Did not agree with him whatsoever.
Yeah, not at all.
It does not impact me or my thoughts on him as a player.
Yep.
At the game, I think he's a dumbass for putting it out there. And I think he's... that's why free speech is so good. And if you don't cry every time someone says something you don't like with or don't agree, you just literally look at how dumb they are and you just laugh.
Yeah.
That's all you need to do. Because I think he had every right to post what he did. I don't agree with it in any sense of the term. But
he's ruining his personal brand.
But there's a lot of people who agree with him, right? Yeah. So, but I don't care.
Yeah.
It doesn't affect me.
Yep.
It doesn't affect anyone else. He looks dumb.
Yep.
Society has changed, right? And so he is using very old conservative beliefs, and he looked stupid.
Just for reference, we are supporters of the LGBTQ community here at the Bearded Chap
100%.
and Chat.
We've got a lot of gay friends, both girls and guys.
Yep.
And we have got a lot of gay customers.
Yep. Because it's good products. They like to look good.
Love them. They're the best.
Yep.
They are literally the best customers.
Yep.
So, I just couldn't believe how stupid Israel was for even putting that shit out there.
Yeah.
But I don't think he should have lost his job. I don't think it should have been turned into a shitstorm.
Yeah.
And again, it's just another case of the media. There's nothing better to do.
Does this go back to what we were talking about before we turned the mics on today, that discipline factor? Does a lot of that circle back to the discipline factor, do you think? Does it circle back to, DeGoey going to Bali? Did he have to go to Bali? Could he not have gone to Far North Queensland?
But he's still allowed to go to Bali.
Yeah, he is.
Don't 100%. Don't do stupid shit when you're in public.
That's what really tickled my pickle, I think. It was that this now goes, all right, your employer has said yes. There is no problem with him being in Bali, overseas or not. You call
They
it
didn't
whatever
say
you want.
yes to him doing stupid shit
Correct.
on camera.
That's where it comes back to, is that he already had a target on his back because of the things that he did
Of course.
previously. So make smarter decisions. But
I don't feel sorry for him.
But he is a human.
Mm.
We all make mistakes. Not saying I'm talking about the Bali situation, just to clarify. I think he was there with his friends. I think it's been blown out of proportion. But I do think that, one, discipline. Maybe don't go to Bali during the season. You should be allowed to go to, but maybe don't go during season on a bye week.
Exactly. It's
Keep it local.
Not really. No, not real commitment there. If you're going around a bender.
Make better decisions.
Yeah.
Make better decisions around the people that you're with. Everyone makes stupid decisions when they're drunk. Whether you use being drunk as an excuse or not, I usually don't.
You made that decision to be drunk. So you have to be accountable and responsible for everything you do.
Correct.
Yeah.
I personally don't think it is much of an excuse. If you wanted to do it, you'd do it. If you didn't want to do it, you wouldn't do it.
Correct.
And 3, when will people let AFL players or sports stars, whether it's the NBL, whether it's the NRL or AFL, when will they let them have...
Never.
When will we not hold them to such a high regard? When will we not put a camera in their face? I understand getting a photo with your idol, but don't go up and video them at a bloody nightclub. Don't.
Yeah.
Like, it's just annoying. It's just annoying that they can't
But
go
again,
out.
it comes down that two sides. Everyday people need to fucking understand that they're just normal people as well.
Yeah.
And stop being fuckwits,
Yeah.
recording them, trying to get a moment
Correct.
that they can sell. Like,
Stop trying to be that
get
person.
fucking real. Because I guarantee you, if I went up to that normal person and filmed him, they would lose their shit. Lose it.
I understand if that person is doing something really irreparable, like abuse or something illegal or something like that.
Yeah,
you know
but
what I mean?
don't record it, you fuckhead. Walk up and stop it.
Yeah.
Like,
Don't be the person to ruin someone's life.
no,
Go
no,
up there and talk to be like, hey, this isn't okay.
If
Or
you
get a
see
cop.
something inappropriate,
Get a cop.
yeah, if it's a physical confrontation, like, see if someone's getting beat up in the street and you don't do it,
We're doing this.
stop fucking recording, yell, distract,
Yeah.
stop that from happening. That person's getting bashed.
Don't record the pummeling. You're a part of the problem, I think.
Correct.
When you're recording situations like that.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know. It's a bit meh. But overall, I think you're allowed to do whatever you want in your life, regardless of what you do.
Yeah.
You're allowed to put it whatever you want on social media. You get to choose that.
It's your decision.
It's your responsibility for what you send out.
Make it the right decision, yeah.
And you're accountable for what you send out. And if
Yep.
there's bad things that happen from that, you fucking did it, mate.
So let's work on a yes-no basis. You ready? I'm going to tell you the situation. The Jordan Agoe situation. Yes, no.
Which one was that again?
That's the Bali.
Should he have been fined?
Do you think it was okay what he did? Yeah. Should he have been fined?
Without having looked at the video, and if the girls come out and said that, like, leave us alone, we're fine.
Yep.
No.
Okay.
But he was stupid for doing it.
Yep. No one was hurt or anything like that, might I add.
Yeah.
But
It's just stupidity, bro. Like, there's an easy way to solve it.
Jack Ginnivan, Isaac Quaynor, TikTok video.
Nah, that's a bit of a
Yes,
joke.
no.
That's a joke.
That's
But
no.
again, no, I don't think anything should have happened for them. They just shouldn't have done the video again.
Yeah. Bailey Smith, Gokiana.
He shouldn't have posted that or
Yep.
sent it to anyone. He's
So
a
there's
fucking
steps.
idiot.
There's steps. I think there's steps in all three situations. There's steps before the outcome that they could have taken to prevent this.
Yeah. Anyway, that's.
It tickles my pickle, Luke.
No, I understand what you mean, but I
just-
don't think that it. The fact that we're even talking about it, I think, is good to acknowledge.
Yeah.
But what a waste! What a waste! I feel only because there's so much other cool stuff in the world to be talking about. I honestly, if you are one of these people who films famous people or your sports stars, do it and get your picture with them. But don't be a fuckwit.
Yeah.
Don't try and stealth them.
Hold it against
And
them.
then boys and girls who are professional athletes, celebrities, whatever, stop being fucking idiots. You
Yeah.
know you're under the microscope every single time you do anything in public.
Yep.
So stop getting caught. Like, you're stupid.
It's only wrong when you get caught. That's the only time it's wrong.
That's everything in life, isn't it, my friend? Is there anything else you wanted to chat about? I think we should leave this thing and get something on a positive note.
Yeah.
So I've been working super hard the last couple of days.
What have you got?
I think that I'm done.
No. What have you got? You had something there.
No, I was trying to think about it.
Okay.
Guys, I hope that let's just wrap this up.
Let's wrap it up.
Yeah, guys, I hope you enjoyed that bit of a chat.
Thanks,
It was
guys.
just a bit of an interesting,
just a little rant on what's happening.
We just wanted to
everyone's life.
have a chat about it. We didn't want to make a big long one. This one, again, got a ton of stuff on, but we still wanted to entertain you for a little bit.
Perfect.
And try and add some value. If you liked what you heard,
yep,
fucking give us a share. Give us.
If you want us to talk about something specific, if you've got a topic of interest, if you've got someone of interest that you'd like us to interview or bring on the podcast,
hit us up.
Hit us up. Let us know.
We'll get them on. 100%. Very persuasive. But going back, we don't do any advertising here.
Yep.
We don't get paid for this.
Nope.
It's all about referral. So if you love what you heard, we'd love you to give a review on any of the platforms you're listening to. Subscribe.
Like, comment.
And if you fucking hated this episode,
dislike.
Let us know. Spray us. Give us shit. And then don't tell anyone about it.
Absolutely.
So, guys, thanks so much for your time.
Luke, thank you.
Thanks, TJ.
Thanks, Ryan.
And
have we got the soundboard working, Ryan?
It's in this life, it's about what you leave behind. And if I can leave behind a good soundboard bite, then
where's the smaller one from before?
Oh my God. And on that note, we will have our next guest on next Wednesday and look forward to talking finance.
Sorry.
Peace out.
Bye.